Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. So we're here again doing some mukbang or eating videos. So today I woke up with an intense craving for some Japanese food. So I decided to go to the nearest place, which is just a walking distance from where I live in London. And I usually go to this place because the servings are generous and the food tastes good. And there's not a lot of people. It's not that it's empty and no one's going there. If you can see, there are people in the background, but it's just not as like the restaurants in central London we're in. It's full packed with people. This has just enough, not too crowded. And in this visit, I ordered shrimp tempura, which is my favorite. And I apologize. You will see me in this video drinking like a soup. The dip for the shrimp tempura. I like the dip and it tastes like soup for me. And it's kind of refreshing drinking it. You can also see me ordering some Japanese seaweeds. So what I know is that this seaweed is made out of kelp. It's a large kelp and it's chopped thinly, so it will look like strips. And then they put some a vinaigrette solution in it. And here comes the ramen. The when I usually visit here, I order the seafood ramen, and then one day I decided to shift to pork ramen. They also have beef ramen. However, I prefer the pork ramen since I love beef, but sometimes there's a distinct taste from the beef, unlike pork, which tastes a bit neutral. So back then, I used to order the seafood ramen, and then I noticed that the seafood ramen, the seafood is more on the frozen side, and it's not as generous as when I tried ordering the pork ramen. So the pork ramen, it has the pork between the pork ramen and the seafood ramen. The serving size of the bowl is the same. It's just that the meat content in the soup differs. So with the pork ramen, there's a lot of meat inside, and I can really taste that the meat the pork is fresh, unlike the frozen taste of the seafood. It's understandable because I live in London and London is not beside the sea. So most fishes here are not really fresh from the catch. But kudos though to the seafood sushi. Well, there's a sushi that's not a seafood. Well, that's a tamago sushi we're in. It's tamago. I'm referring to the sushi where you use an egg omelette, so that's not seafood. So, kudos when I ordered the sushi here. So their sushi, I used or I ordered the sushi mix set, wherein they serve some nigiri sushi. So we have some tuna nigiri and some salmon nigiri and some makis. The nigiri type of sushi is it's a for example they have the salmon nigiri wherein it's a combination of the salmon and the sushi rice. When I was still living outside of the United Kingdom in Southeast Asia, I have an inkling towards salmon sashimi or anything salmon because I thought back then, or not really thought, but salmon in Southeast Asia is quite expensive for the reason that most of the salmons are imported from Europe, and I put tuna in the sideways. But now that I'm residing here in the United Kingdom, I soon began to crave the tuna, and then realizing that tuna is much more expensive here than salmon. And my palate began to crave for tuna again. Though it's not really a big difference in terms of the amount. but it's slightly much more expensive, the tuna here in Europe. And to come to think of it, I've read several articles which I haven't read back then, and it says that most salmons that are being sold to consumers, not just here in Europe and in Southeast Asia and the world, is farmed. So they are not caught in the wild. So to think of that, when you compare it with tuna, tuna is catch in the wild, while salmon is farmed. And I heard that the foods contain hormones. These are the foods being fed to the salmon in these farms. So it make me think as well that tuna is a healthier option because it's being catch in the wild. It's really hard to farm tuna. So as you can see, I'm enjoying the warm broth of the ramen. It's really comforting to have some warm soup, especially that it's getting cold right now. We're still in autumn, but the weather is like winter cold now. So we don't often have snow here in London, but you can really feel the cold, and the cold here really gets into your bones. So having some warm soup will disperse all the depression and loneliness that this cold weather can bring you sometimes, and it brings you comfort. Okay, as you can see, they have served now the sushi mix set, and they brought some miso soup with it. And guys, I did not get this meal for free just for featuring this restaurant in my channel. So I used my own money. I'm not in the habit of saying bad comments or reviews on this restaurants or establishments. I just don't want to give people the bad impression, and which might accidentally lead to them losing customers. So the fact that I went here and spent my money, that speaks that I like their service. If you will come to this restaurant and if you don't like their service, don't blame me. I might just have a bad taste, you know. But I like it here, so I came and spent my money here. And if you notice in my future videos that there are food that I was not able to fully consume and it's a mukbang video, well, I apologize. I don't really want to gorge myself to consume all those foods even if I already feel full and I'm exploding to the rim, overflowing with food. So yeah, I try to consume everything because I am usually hungry when I do this, but it comes to a point where it's too much. I can't I can't bear consuming it anymore because the serving is good or generous. And most of this restaurant that I usually come, their serving is good. I mean, there's the portion serving is generous. Well, it should be worth it because it's expensive here in the UK. And to save, I just often cook my own food at home. It's cheaper. And you might be wondering, am I a good cook? Well, I have some repertoire, which I'll try. I think I have some videos, but it's like 3 recipes. But we'll try to expound that. So if possible, I try not to give any bad reviews. And the video is there. Just look at the food. Do you like how it looks? Do it look bad? Or the place looks rubbish? Well, don't come. Or yeah, it's up to you. I'm not being paid by them to review their place. Next month, I'm planning to feature my other favorite Japanese restaurant. It's called Sushi Mania, and they have unlimited sushi. But the only catch is that you need to be there needs to be two of you. So what I usually do if I don't have someone with me is I just do the a la carte. And for me, it's still worth it. Their serving is quite good. So we will feature that perhaps in next month or the next coming months. So Sushi Mania. So in the sushi mix set, you can see that it's served with wasabi. I like wasabi and wasabi. Wasabi. Yeah, wasabi sauce and some pickled ginger. So the purpose of the pickled ginger is that it's going to clear your palate and take away the taste of the previous fish. So it's not going to mix with the next fish that you're taking. So you can savor the taste of the next fish. So in this mix set that they have given me, or the package comes with the yellowish pinkish meat is the salmon nigiri, two of it. Then in the middle, it's not squid. I do love squid sashimi and squid nigiri, but this time this is sea bass nigiri, and then the other two, the very pink ones, reddish ones, these are salmon. Oh no, 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 sorry. These are tuna nigiri. And in fairness, since this is London, it's not by the sea, and I'm not sure if you can catch tuna here in the UK or it's exported from Southeast Asia. So tuna, yeah, is sourced from afar. So it's amazing how fresh this fishes taste. And I can judge. I can say I'm an expert with the freshness of the fish. I can tell a fresh fish from the obviously or the ones that are not really fresh, because when I was in Southeast Asia, I lived near the sea. Our house is near the sea. It's in a beachfront. So I see fishermen unloading their catch nearby. So I know the fresh smell of fish, and it's not fishy. It doesn't smell like fish when it just came from the sea. So when it's a fresh catch. And I know the taste and the texture. So that comes to the handling and processing of the fish to retain that freshness. So again, let's be. I'll be. I'll be blunt with this. London is not on the seaside. It's allocated by the seaside. So this is not fresh catch. So it comes to the handling and the processing of the fish to retain that freshness. So it also comes to there's an effort as well on the part of the restaurateur or the restaurant owner to source these materials and to handle it as to retain its freshness. So there's also a skill in that. So kudos to them. Yeah, they're able to retain that freshness. That's why I always come to this restaurant once a month or twice a month. Because there are times when you got sick of your own cooking. I do like my cooking, but it's just that you don't want to cook, or You would just like to taste something else? And if you're wondering how much I spent with this meal, so I spent around 45 pounds. So in central London, a meal as large as this will cost you around 71 pounds. So it's definitely cheaper here in the outer boroughs of London. So it's not in central London, where those tourist spots are located, like Leicester Square, where the Broadway is, near Buckingham Palace, Houses of Parliament, those places. I'm also planning to do a mukbang video in the Grove, the glass house. It's in this coming month, so it's one of the most expensive buffets here in the United Kingdom. There's the Bacchanal though in the US. Well, that's not in the UK, you know. So yeah, the advantage of that restaurant in the Grove Hotel in Watford, the most expensive buffet, which will be we will be featuring in the next couple of months, is that it's not as crowded as the Bacchanal buffet in Las Vegas. Yeah, that will be in line in the next couple of months. And guys, if you have come so far as to this part of the video, I would like to thank you for watching. And I hope that you will follow my channel and like so as to help me make future contents like this. And I would like you I would like to thank you for watching and you have a blessed day ahead. Thank you.